According to the media company The Globe and Mail, the last 2 decades, Canadians living in cities with population of 100,000 people or more, the people using bicycles as their main method of commuting nearly doubled, rising 87.9%. And that is versus an increase of people taking public transit, which was 87.7%. And the number of people driving increase was only 31.5%. So now more than ever, it's a good thing to spread awareness about the things we can do to make our vehicles as safe as possible. In this case, our bicycles. My name is Christopher, and I'm here to present a quick way to know how to check your bicycle in order for you to be aware when it's the right time to do maintenance. So the purpose of this video is to provide an inspection checklist that will help you to be aware on the general conditions of your bike so you can be prepared for upcoming maintenance needs. So this will also help you to save money because detecting mechanical problems before they escalate is a very good way to handle maintenance money. So this will help you understand also conditions to know how your bike should be in order to be reliable, for you to know that it's reliable. So if you don't know much about bicycles, but you do care about knowing when to act for maintenance, then this video is made for you. So we're going to be checking headset, chain, cassette, cables, brake pads, pedals, grips, hubs, and wheel alignment, and tires. So this sounds complicated, but it's definitely not. So follow me up on this one. Let's get started. So this is your headset, and you have to check if the headset is okay by checking the rings on it. You have to check if the rings are turning. If they are turning, it means that the headset is loose, and you have to do something about it. You have to take it to maintenance. If you see that the rings are not turning, it means that the headset is okay. You can also check the headset by braking with your front wheel and moving the bike back and forward. By touching the headset and touching the frame at the same time, you'll be able to check if the bike if both are moving in different directions or not the same, or they are separating themselves. So that's how you check your headset. Alright, so for your chain, you have to check if the chain is too stretched, because if it's too stretched, the chain is going to start affecting your cassette, which is this wheel right here. And you don't want that to happen, because when your chain start affecting your cassette, you have to replace both. But if you check your chain, you'll be able to save your cassette by changing just the chain. And in order to do that, you have to go to a bike shop and ask them if you can check how stretched is your chain. It's a simple check. It's not something that they have to pay for. So I recommend you to do that at least twice every, 6 months, like every 3 months, every 2 months, depending on how you use it. But that's how you do it. So the cassette is going to be safe thanks to being aware when the maintenance has to be done. Alright, so this is an easy one. If you want to check if your cables are perfectly good, you have to check how stiff they are. If they're rubbing too much inside the tube, it means there might be losing some threads, or too much dirt in it, and they are getting rust. That can happen also, so you have to check if they are too stiff. If they are still okay with the softness that you used to remember, if you put it in those terms, then they are okay, you're good to go. But if they are rubbing, it's going to happen that it's going to be stiff to break. And that's going to be a little bit bad, because that means that you need to have new tubes and new cables, which are not expensive, but it's something that you have to do. Okay, so these are your brake pads. And you have to check in that brake pad, there's a line. And that line cannot be overpassed. Mine is close. So you have to check yours and see if that line right over there, it's not getting above the limit. So that's going to tell you if the brake pad is too wear out and it's time to make a new change. Alright, so this is your pedal.
if you want to check how the pedal is, use your hand and just give it a turn and feel it out. Try to see if the pedal is being hard to turn, if it's being too tight, if it's not uniform, if it's not nice and smooth. If that's not the case, it means that something is happening on the bearings inside, and that's only going to get worse over time. So it's better to know before. For the grips, you have to check that the grips are not turning. If you turn with your hand, it has to be really hard to turn, because if it's not the case and they're turned really easily, it means that they are too loose and you can hurt your wrist. So you don't want that, and what you want to do is to replace it. So if you want to know if you're ready to replace it, just check if they are too loose and check if they're also too wear out. That's also not a good sign. So that's how you check. So this piece of metal right here is your hub. And if you want to check how your hub is, what you have to do is to grab with your hand your frame very carefully while the wheel is turning. It doesn't have to turn really fast. It has to turn really slow. That's okay. But touch it. You will feel if the frame is vibrating. If it vibrates, it means that your hub is failing, because the bearings inside are failing. So it's creating vibration. It's little balls hitting each other inside the hub. So you'll feel it in your frame while you turn your wheel. So if you don't feel anything, you will feel anything. So that means that your hub is okay. And the same goes for the hub on the back. That's how you check those. Alright, so if you want to check your wheels, you have to check if they are straight, if they are centered. And in order to do that, you just have to turn it and put it in front of your bike and see if they are straight. So you can see that by looking into the brake pads, because you will see that separation between the wheel and the brake pad. And if you see that it's getting like far away and close, far away and close, far away and close, it means that this wheel is not centered. So you do that by turning your wheel and checking your brake pads. Same goes for your wheel on the back. It's pretty straightforward. You just have to check if it's not wobbling. Alright, so for your tires, you have to check if your tire has any cracks. If it has cracks, it means that it's getting too dry. And that has to do with the way it's being kept, if it's being under the sun or if it's been too long, cracks start to appear, and that's time to change your tire. So you have to be aware of cracks. And also, you have to be aware of not wearing out too much the tire. There's many thickness of many tires, but you know when a tire is too much wearing out. So make sure yours is not. That's how you check.
So now you know. Be sure to do this series of checks every 2 weeks and you will know when is the right time to do maintenance. Thank you so much. Bye bye.